Welcome to It's Happening in Grand Prairie, Texas, as we bring you information and a show today that it's going to be second to none, because beginning at City Hall all of the way down to the end of Lake Joe Pool, we have many things that are happening, and we're really concentrating on just one particular thing today through the wonderful Parks and Recreation Department. And we have Mr. Dwayne Strawn, who is the Parks and Lake Manager.
Good to be here.
Welcome to the set.
Thank you very much.
Oh, we're just so glad to have anyone that's in charge of that much territory. You're very important in the city, and so we're going to treat you with great respect today, Mr. Dwayne Strawn, in spite of the fact that your boss, Mr. Rick Harrell, says that you're from the windy country out in West Texas. But
he blames me in a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah, he does, but you know, he says that you're just really fitting into the scene. It took you a little while to get a grip on it. Wonderful. Yeah. And sitting by your warm side is Beverly Grogan. Beverly is very special to the city of Grand Prairie, Texas, because, first of all, she came to us from another route other than West Texas, and she also came to us through experiences through the Chamber of Commerce, the Ruth E. Jackson Center. She's been everywhere.
She knows
Beverly,
a lot of people.
Welcome back to the show, my dear.
It's always good to be here, Ruthie.
Yes.
Thank you.
And y'all are working in common with something that is really important to Grand Prairie that's going to be happening not this week, not even this month, except the latter part of the month around the Thanksgiving period. So what's going on, Dwayne?
Well, we have a small little event called Prairie Lights that is a 40-day, plus or minus, it depends on the year, Christmas event. Yeah. And it's takes place down in the beautiful, picturesque park of Lynn Creek. Yes. Down at the lake. It's a drive-through Christmas scenes and lights and tents, and it's just a great place to take a family and all your cousins and relatives that come in for the holidays.
Since this is your territory primarily, what do you think about all these people wandering around in your park and doing great things? And you're going to do even more than looking at lights, I understand. And shall I ask Beverly about what else is happening?
I think Beverly is a good one to ask on those things.
Oh, what's happening other than this park thing that he mentioned?
Well, thanks, Ruthie. Besides that 2-mile drive through spectacular displays of lights, we encourage all of our guests to really enjoy Prairie Lights by getting out of their car. But halfway through, there's a holiday village, and that out-of-car experience is just a lot of fun. The city, included in the price, gives carnival rides for the kids. So we have 2 rides. We encourage the kids to go on each one. And it's kids of all ages, too, Ruthie. So that merry-go-round is just for you.
Oh, that's mine.
And then you come into the tent, and we have lots going on. We have 2 special attractions. One is called Holiday Magic by Light Tasmic. This year it's presented by one of our partners in our community, Chesapeake Energy. We're pleased to have them sponsoring our Holiday Magic.
Well, we're just going to have to salute them. That is going to be a magnificent thing to sponsor, don't you think?
It really is. We certainly appreciate them coming back to us again as a sponsor. And this show is absolutely delight. It's all about elves and magic, because this year's theme is Santa's Workshop. So we've decorated with some elves and a lot of things throughout the park that are kind of special this year. And so that fun show, it's about a 10-minute show. It's 500,000 Christmas lights choreographed to holiday music. Yes. And there's always been a special event, and this year will be no different. We actually have some of that Amarillo snow that Dwayne brings us.
Way to go.
We get a little bit of hint. Now, last year, we had some real snow in Grand Prairie, Texas, so we're hoping that this year, during Prairie Lights, it only snows at Prairie Lights. That's our goal.
That you'll manufacture your own.
That's right, inside the tent. Inside that tent, we also have Santa Claus, so the children come all dressed in their Christmas dresses and suits and have pictures with Santa. We have the best kettle corn in all of Texas. We've got hot chocolate, warm cider, Frito pies, corny dogs. We have all kinds of wonderful treats. And this year, they're having very special manufactured fudge by J. Bob's. He was our concession vendor out there. Yeah. And he's really bringing a real specialty fudge to our Prairie Lights. After you enjoy some of their wonderful treats, then you have a walkthrough, the Holiday Magic Walkthrough. So often, our clients and guests in the years past wanted to get out of their cars during the drive, and that's not a safe thing. We have signs all the way through, please stay in your car for your own safety. A lot of electricity, a lot of wires that it takes to put this up. And it's dark. So we want our guests to stay in, but they always wanted a picture of the family by display. So we've created a walkthrough that gives them those photo opportunities.
Oh, wonderful.
And it's a great place, and I'll tell you, we have something that was unique for the last 2 years. We've had several couples want to propose at Prairie Lights. So we began a new romantic world for them. We usually encourage them to propose in the walk place, and this year we actually have 2 little elves kissing with little hearts. So those engaged couples have a real opportunity to have a cute backdrop.
That is wonderful.
It is. We've started many married lives at Prairie Lights, so we're excited about that.
Now, Dwayne, I want to know about the beginning before we could even talk about this. How do you keep that place exactly like you want it 30 days before you open? You're putting up electrical lights, you're doing all sorts of things that take time and take the people out of the roadway. What do you do to pull that together? What kind of crew do you have?
Well, it's, all our guys they're either mowing or they're taking care of the buildings or taking care of athletic fields. That's their real job.
Yeah.
The fun part of their job is Prairie Lights, and everybody likes coming out. But it's a pretty good crew put together. Now it's really citywide because Ronnie Bates and Rudy Hernandez both give me some of their staff for about a week or two right when we get started. But about mid-October, we put a big crew together, about 20, 25 guys. And for the first 2 weeks, we're just getting stuff out of the trucks that have come down from our partner. And we get all that set up out in the park, and lots of rebulbing. Things break and things don't work just right. And so we do lots of rebulbing, new wires, and those kind of things. And once everything is set up, and one of the challenges that Beverly and I have is to keep it fresh. Yeah. We move stuff around a lot. But, just going through the park and seeing how things have been arranged, how they're set up, how close to the road they are, which way they face. We always argue about which way things need to face. But, it's our job to make sure that we need to be the showman, where we can go through and make sure that when you drive through, you get the best experience you can for your money. And we think it's a very good value. And so that starts mid-October, and, about mid-November, where we're at now, we're about 80 or 90% complete.
Yes.
We're starting to put all the electricity is hooked up. We have nighttime security for the park. And we try to, where we know there's going to be people, we go extra precautions on making sure the guy wires and everything are protected. Yeah. That's why it's so important to remind people that they do need to stay in their vehicles. And we, like Beverly said, we have a lot of signs out. Not that people, won't stop and get out anyway. We try to prevent that. But we try to keep everything safe. And we try to do some type of a pre event, and this year it's
it's kind of a test run.
It is, and that's coming up on Sunday the 21st, and that's a sneaky peek run. It's the second one that Danny Boykin has had, and that they've already got a lot of people signed up for that. But that gives us kind of a dry run before Thanksgiving night when the public is there, and so we kind of see how that night goes. Everything is completely lit up just like it would be. And we see what issues we have. Yes. We have a couple of days to fix that. But, from October 15th to November the 25th is...
That's test time.
All it is Prairie Lights.
Yes. I want to ask this question. Do the general public that come out there, you have a whole buku of people from different areas, did they get to vote on the most exciting spot in that Prairie Lights drive?
Yeah, that's a good idea. We've never really...
Well, we have done that in a couple of different ways. We take surveys, and I have volunteers who ask the folks who get out of their car about where they came from, how did they hear about us, and then what was your favorite part of Prairie Lights. So we have had that kind of information.
I think we ought to have a prize for the one that has the most emphasis and the most votes on one of your spots, and you could draw off different spots in your area, right, and say these are eligible for voting on.
We'll work on that. Yeah. It depends on if I have enough volunteers, and that's one of the things that I wanted to take the opportunity to tell your audience is that we are looking for volunteers. We primarily staff Prairie Lights with volunteers. We have a few parks folks who help us out, but wonderfully we have city departments who have come and help us out. We have community groups. Last year we had a record number of community groups come and help us out. This year GPISD is helping me get the school groups involved.
Oh, how
because
wonderful.
Great Texas Scholars have always been there for me in the past. Great Texas Scholars are kind of changing some of the things they're doing. GPISD is over that now. And so we're looking for volunteers to help us do things like the surveys you were talking about, help us in that gift shop that we have in the tent so that everybody gets a souvenir. We have souvenirs, by the way, ranging all the way from 25 cents.
The pipeline always tells me a lot of good stuff.
It does.
And it says on this one, you got 2 pages where you have your advertisement, so to speak, or your message sender. One is about Prairie Lights run, walk, just on one day. And then on the next page, you have about a third of a page that says Prairie Lights begins Thanksgiving Day.
It does.
Who decided on when this was going to begin so early?
Well, you know, we've looked at that. We look at other parks around the nation that advertise that. But that's really in Thanksgiving night, as soon as that turkey's through and the Cowboys play their game, which we hope will end in a victory this year. It'll be a little tough. Everybody's thoughts turn to Christmas. Yeah. Merchandisers have known that for years. That's why the biggest Christmas holiday shopping day is the day after Thanksgiving. Yes. So we just help it out a little bit, get those folks in that holiday spirit by opening on Thanksgiving night. It runs every night until New Year's Eve, so that whenever that Christmas spirit kicks in or those holiday friends and relatives come by to visit, there's some place to go called Prairie Lights.
That's wonderful. Now, what happens if you do have a rainstorm or a snowstorm right in the middle of all of your happenings? Who's responsible for that?
Beverly.
You or Beverly? Or both of you together?
You know, we've been fortunate. We've only had to close the park, I guess, once a year.
A couple of times last year. But
and we try to make that call about 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
The Prairie Lights has a helpline that you can go to.
Yeah.
But we want it to be safe.
Yeah.
And so we all it's a group decision. We look at the weather, how safe is it going to be, because not only do we want you to be safe in the park, people come from all over the Metroplex.
Yes.
We want you to have a safe drive from wherever you're coming from all the way to the lake, enjoy the park, and then leave. So if we do have adverse weather, and usually it has to be, especially for the Metroplex, to get ice is not a real common occurrence. Snow doesn't affect us at all. It's just when rain doesn't affect us at all. As far as safety wise, I don't know that people usually don't like to get out and run through the rain to go to the tent.
Yeah.
But it's usually just an ice issue that causes us to close the park, and I think we've been closed, like once during the last couple of years. So we've been very fortunate, because a lot of times, that's the only night that you can get all the family together, and if where the park is closed, that may be the only time you got to come by Prairie Lights with your whole family. Because I think we really have created a tradition.
Yes.
Whenever the family gets together, there's a couple of things we're going to do. We're going to eat the turkey. We're going to watch the Cowboys, and Prairie Lights is on the list of things. Let's go to Prairie Lights, and then whatever else that you want to go to. So I think we've created tradition, which is what the city of Grand Prairie, that's what we like to do.
Since you have the responsibility of that park after Prairie Lights and after we've had all of this other activity, in other words, after Christmas or New Year's Eve or what comes along, what do you do to protect that park from vandalism and things while all of this is going on? Do you have policemen stationed there, or detectives, or someone helping you to oversee?
All during Prairie Lights, starting now with the setup, we have nighttime security. So we have security in the park. And
good.
All the staff is in the park during the day, and then as soon as the holiday is over, New Year's Day is over, the crews are back on the ground, and it takes us because we take the tent down, and then everything in the park. So within 2 weeks, we've got
you're back in shape.
We've got everything ready, and everybody tries to catch up on their vacation from the last 40 days at Prairie Lights.
Yes, that's wonderful.
So I think we do a very good job of keeping the park safe for visitors, and safe from those who would seek to do some vandalism to the park.
Yeah. We've danced around one of the main things. What's this going to cost me?
Well, Ruthie, we're very mindful of everybody's tight economy.
Yes.
And so we did not raise the prices, even though we have some escalating costs just like everyone else.
Yes.
We kept the price down, and so we are at the same rate as 2009. Oh, so we are the most affordable family holiday event. When you compare us to a holiday in the park, Six Flags lowered their price to the kids' price. Yeah. However, it's still per head, and it's $25 a head.
Yes.
Ice is $30
and yours is per car?
And ours is per carload, $15 on Monday through Thursday for the entire carload. And we don't tell you how many to put in your car.
Yes.
You'd be surprised how many folks can cram in a car. Yes. And then, although the police will very much caution you about those seatbelt laws, so that's something new to consider. But $20 on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays.
Oh, good.
And so the most that it would cost you is $20 there. Our two Holiday Magic special attractions we talked about is also very affordable. If you want to do our extras, you don't have to. But if you would like to really experience Prairie Lights with all the fun things available, those tickets are very reasonable as well.
Good.
Both shows can be seen by adults for $5, and for kids it's just $3.
Oh, that's
so
great.
We've been very, very mindful that we want to give this as a gift to the Metroplex. And to do that, we want to keep the cost down. One other thing for Grand Prairie is we keep the cost down. The pipeline has that you showed us, the one coming out, will have a $2 coupon. The new Life is Grand is hitting the recreation centers and Summit and all the city offices next week. It has a $2 coupon.
Oh, good.
So, and in various businesses will have $2 coupons around. Those are good Monday through Thursday because, as we said in the pipeline last month, that's the best time for Grand Prairie residents to come. We're giving them a hint so they don't have to be in those long lines on the weekends.
That's
a lot of folks from Denton or Midlothian, Waco. We have 240 cities represented last year.
That's wonderful.
We have folks who make this a tradition to come. So we want to make it the best experience for everyone. So if you're in Grand Prairie, think about coming early and think about coming Monday through Thursday.
Yes, all right. Dwayne, you have a camera note here that says guests right over here.
Yes, ma'am.
That's you right now?
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to look out there, and I want you to really do a Dwayne Strong real good invitation for everyone to consider putting this into their budget and giving it to a friend or bringing a friend with them in their car. So will you pitch that for me?
I'll be glad to.
All right, look at your camera.
Okay.
You're talking to the folks that watch our show.
All right. The city of Grand Prairie cordially invites you to come out to an event that we put a lot of heart and soul into, and we think that we've given you an event that is very well priced for what we're giving you, and it's a tradition that we think that you'll enjoy. You'll be able to experience. There's music along the path. There's lights. There's elves. There's a new snowman that Beverly and I have fought over, and I won. It's the abominable snowman putting a star up on a tree. So that I won that one. I was excited about that.
Isn't it good to have a victory?
But we put a lot of new things into the park. We've rearranged, and I think it's going to be an experience that you're going to enjoy this year, and that you're going to look forward to in each and every year that we have it. And we just encourage you to come out, enjoy it, stop by the tent, enjoy Santa Claus, enjoy the shows that we've got out there. We've got some great food, so we just encourage you to come out and enjoy our show.
All right, Miss Prairie Lights.
Yes.
2010. I want you to look out, and I want you to pick the families that might have the best time they've ever had during this time, as reasonably priced as the city could make it. Would you do that for us now? And you've got about a minute to do that.
I will do that. We do want to invite Grand Prairie and all of our surrounding towns here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area to come and enjoy the most affordable family opportunity, but it's for kids of all ages. So if those kids aren't in the house anymore, you still come and enjoy that wonderful thing called Prairie Lights. That's just one of the wonderful things of the holidays going on in the Parks Department. We have so many of the shows at the Uptown coming up. We have gift certificates for everything else around in the Parks Department, but Prairie Lights is one of the ones that we want you to experience. So come on by Thanksgiving night all the way through New Year's Eve.
Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
It's going to be wonderful. We have another 6-minute happening that's a secret. So y'all bear with us, and we'll be right back with the rest of our show.
Have you ever heard of a styrofoam cup that costs $500? Well, it can if you do this, or if this happens. Littering is against the law, and you can be fined up to $500. Repeat the offense, and you could face a fine of up to $2,000 and 180 days in jail. It gets worse. Discarding trash that weighs more than 5 pounds is considered illegal dumping and carries an even steeper fine. So please, don't litter.
Grand Prairie, be a part of the solution.
Please, don't litter.
Por favor, de no tirar basura.
Grand Prairie, be a part of the solution.
Come on now, don't litter.
Grand Prairie, be a part of the solution.
All of Grand Prairie joins me in saying, please don't litter.
Grand Prairie, be a part of the solution. Grand Prairie, be a part of the solution.
We're back, and we're thankful that you're back with us because we have a very exciting happening in Grand Prairie, Texas. At this time, there are senior citizens in Grand Prairie, Texas that really do us proud by helping make Grand Prairie great. And such is the case today. We're very pleased and happy to have Lois Grogan with us today. Miss Lois,
thank you.
Welcome to the set.
Thank you so much.
Even though we did not tell you the absolute truth that we wanted to feature you as a surprise today.
Yeah.
And since you are Beverly Grogan's mom, we have a very clean record to go by because we've asked her who is one of the greatest volunteers that we have in the Parks Department of my assignment, because my mom is great. And so we wanted to salute you for just a moment. And Beverly, tell us a little bit about your sweet mom.
Thank
Why
you so much.
Boo Boo Jackson decided that she was just the right one to come and sit by you. We only have a few minutes.
Well, thank you, Ruthie. You know, I do have a lot of great volunteers.
Yes, you do.
Who the Grand Ranger program was instituted a couple of years ago, and it's just been phenomenal how often they turn up. But
Yes.
there is rarely an event that I don't look around and my mother is getting in the car beside me because
Yes.
she signed up as a Grand Ranger.
Yeah.
And she has faithfully worked those cold nights at Prairie Lights.
Yes.
She works all of the Halloween nights we did. You name it, she has been a part of that.
Yes.
And if I am doing something, the other day we were doing something with Children First.
Yes.
And I said, I'm going to go drop you off and then I'm going to go help them stuff bags. And she said, I can help stuff bags. So there she was. We
Yes,
were
ready.
stuffing bags at Children First. So she has really sacrificed her personal time, whether she feels like it or not, to be a part of Grand Prairie and a part of the programs that she knows are important to me. And I love her for that. But you're right. We do have so many senior citizens who contribute to make this city great. I'm just proud she's one.
That's wonderful.
Appreciate that.
All right. And we're just very, very proud of you, my dear. And what do you
Thank
think
you,
about
Ruthie.
living in Grand Prairie, Texas, and giving your time in such a generous way?
I think it's really a great city to be a part of.
Yes.
There's so many things that are going on all the time.
Yes.
And lots of sweet Christian people to associate with.
Yes, and my Mr. Jackson is quite fond of Lois.
I know he
yes,
is.
he is. Because
I'm fond of you all.
yes, he gets a lot of encouragement from her at church and at other activities where we see each other. And she's always ready for a hug, and he is ready to receive a hug. So she's
very nice to share with us.
Our number one hugger. And we want to thank you personally, Lois. You have been just absolutely wonderful, having so much to do with the things that both Beverly and we like to promote, as you would say, in Grand Prairie, Texas, because we want to make Grand Prairie the most wonderful city in the world. And as the schools, they grade their schools by being exemplary if they're the best. And so I guess we're going to name you our exemplary volunteer because you're about the best that we could expect.
Well,
and
thank you so much.
Thank
That's
you
so
for helping
wonderful.
us. And thank you, Beverly, for joining me in bringing Lois to let the public see that there are times when we go back to the old school, and some of we that are a little bit older can fit into the niche if we're happy campers.
Absolutely.
It's wonderful.
It's a real honor, Ruthie, for us both to be on your show, but you do so much as a role model for citizens of all ages, but especially seniors. And so
really
together between the two of y'all log in quite a few hours. I'm impressed to be beside you both.
Thank you very much, and thank you for being willing to come and sit in the studio here. And thanks to Mr. Don Johnson, because he agreed that we could do a 6-minute survey if we wanted to. And thank y'all very much for being here today.
Well, I appreciate you so much, Ruthie.
Thank you, my dear.
Oh, you do.
And thank you, Beverly. And we're going to put on the prayer list Prairie Lights, the walk and the run, and the lighting situation, and everything will go for the best that it's ever been in Grand Prairie, Texas.
Then I know it's going to be a great success. Thank you, Ruthie.
Thank you. And thank you for watching our show. And God bless Grand Prairie, Texas. And thank you for making it great and being a volunteer in Grand Prairie, Texas. And thank you for considering going to Prairie Lights. You're going to have a blast. And thank you very much for being here.